BNPL, also known as Buy Now, Pay Later. I know you guys have seen this because now you can't go on any website without there being a Buy Now, Pay Later option at your checkout. Even so that they say 42% of Americans have used this service at least one time. And this is from a survey that was conducted by Credit Karma. So today we're going to talk about, is this a good financing option or is this a possible debt trap? Let's talk about it today on Starr Knows Credit. Welcome or welcome back to Starr Knows Credit. My name is Starr Carter, and on this channel I talk personal and business credit, and I talk about everything else in the realm of personal finance. So if this is your first time looking at the channel, please consider being a subscriber if you're interested in personal finance and credit card reviews, credit union reviews, and also I talk about all the types of scams and all those type of debt traps that's out there in those financial streets, okay? So give me a thumbs up today on this video, guys. That way it gets pushed out to more viewers such as yourself that's wanting getting some more financial education. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to jump into today's video. Buy now, pay later. As I was telling you guys in the intro, there is no way that you have gone on any website, including my own, and have not seen an option for you to make 4 little installments on your purchase today. Yes, 4 little installments on your purchase today. And you can get that item right now, and over the course of 6 weeks, you can pay for that said item. Sounds good, don't it? Sounds real good, don't it? And if you've never heard of Buy Now, Pay Later, this might have been your first time hearing about it. It's those things that pop up on websites where you're looking at an item and it might have Carlana, Sizzle, Affirm, Afterpay, and that's just to name some of the popular ones. But there are a ton of them. As I was doing my research for this video and I just put in BNPL companies, and this list right here popped up. And they're not just in the United States, they are all over the world. Like Carlana started in 2005 in Europe. So they like the GOAT. They've been around the longest, right? So you got Affirm and you got Afterpay. And I have Afterpay even on my own website for Purpose, so that people can purchase things from my store and for small, short payments. So I'm guilty as well. But in this video, my goal is to determine, is this a good option for financing or is this a debt trap? Okay, because how easy is it, as I was saying, to go on a website and see that you can buy whatever item. You could be on Best Buy and buy a laptop or a desktop computer and any other big ticket items. And you can also go down as small as buying stuff on Temu. Okay, one of the cheap companies where you can buy a bunch of stuff in those short little payments. So is this a good thing or could this possibly be a debt trap? So we got to look at the pros and the cons today to see how does this affect our money in 2024, and should we throw this option in the trash, or is this something that we can continue on our financial journey? Many people like the Buy Now, Pay Later options at checkout versus using their credit card because a lot of these do not charge interest. So you can, like I said, make those installment payments every 2 weeks up to 6 weeks with some of these different fintech companies, and you don't have to worry about paying any interest. So that can be appealing to a lot of people, especially, as I was saying, if you're gonna have to buy a big ticket item and you do not want to put it on your credit card that could come with a higher interest rate if you are paying that said item over time. And ones like Affirm that has purchase limits up to $17,500 can be really, really, really favorable if you are approved for that amount. And if you're looking at using this amount to, like I said, get a big ticket item that you can possibly get interest free, then you'll probably opt for this one instead of getting a credit card. That, like I said, could possibly have an interest rate that's in the 20% right now. So this could be another option that you might be looking at. Also, a lot of these buy now, pay later apps does not do a hard pull on your credit. So most of them will just do a soft pull from TransUnion or Experian to grant you approval on a limit. Like Afterpay might grant you a limit starting off with like $500 and could go up to whatever they cap it off at. So you're not taking a hit to your credit. So these are some things that are favorable with the buy now, pay later, because you won't have to take a hard hit. You can get your said item. It's not like layaway where you have to make the payments first and then get the item. Well, you could get the item before you even make the first installment. Is already being shipped out to you from whatever company that you are actually activating that service. So it's very appealing. But as I said, we also have to look at the downside to get the overall picture. We can't just look at all the good. We got to also look at the bad as well. So let's get into some of that bad stuff that they're not telling you about when you are also using these type of payment services. As I was telling you before, that a lot of these you could do the 4 installments that can go over 6 weeks. But companies like Affirm and even Carolina and some of the other ones, you can actually make monthly payments on here. That can go anywhere from a year to 3 years, depending on the company. And those do charge interest, just like any other loan. So that could go anywhere from 0% all the way up to 36%, depending on your credit worthiness. When I say credit worthiness, what does that mean? If you want to turn this into a monthly installment, then that means they're probably going to do a hard pull for you to do this monthly installment one that will charge you interest just like any other personal loan. So that can be the downside, because depending on where your credit is, you could be paying 36% for that computer that you're getting on Best Buy, instead of you possibly getting a credit card that could have a 0% APR introduction rate for anywhere for 12 to 2 years. So just depending on your credit worthiness, you could maybe possibly find a credit card that you can do that purchase on versus doing it through a fintech company like this right here. So that's one thing that you have to take a look at, that depending on how you are using it, because they do have different payment options that you can pick. Even Afterpay now has popped up and said that they are also offering monthly installments versus the 4 payments, because there's money in that, right? There's money in that when you can charge interest. But say if they only do the installments, well, they're counting on you to have that money in your debit account, like your checking account, or if you got a credit card hooked on to your Afterpay or your Carolina or your Affirm Pay, they're hoping that that money is there. And if it's not there, you will be charged a fee. You can guarantee that. Credit Karma also did a survey that said 38% of the people that have used this service have missed one payment. Depending on how you have this set up, how this can hurt you on your credit, or it could possibly mess up your bank account. So let's look at that. So if you have it set up through your bank, like you got your debit card as your way of paying this 4 installments over 6 weeks, right? And if you do not have the money in your account at the time that this payment is going to come out every 2 weeks, then you could possibly get an overdraft fee from your bank. And then this could be a returned item back to the service provider. If you're not opt in at your bank for them to cover it, it could return back to them. So it just depends on how you got it set up. If you got it set up with your debit card, but your debit card does not pay if the money's not in your account, well, then the bank won't get a fee, but you will get a fee from them because the payment did not go through. So then you could be charged in a percentage of that balance, like Afterpay charge 25% if you miss a payment. So depending on what that amount is, that could be really hefty, 25%, okay? Now say if you got this set up on monthly installments and you got a hard pull because you're making monthly installments, so this is a loan and you miss a payment. Well, guess what? Now you have a late payment from a service like this that's not even a major credit card or a bank or credit union. So now you have this on your credit report that will probably tank your credit score anywhere from 100 points or more for a late payment on something that you probably bought that is a consumer purchase. Not something that's going to make you money, but something that you probably could have waited and just saved for and got it in the future instead of putting it on payments. So now you have taken a hit to your credit if you have missed this payment on this installment loan. So that is some of the downsides to using the service. Let's look at some more. As I was saying, let's say you did not have the money in your checking account when the payment hit. So you got a missed payment. So you might have gotten an overdraft fee with your bank and also a missed payment fee with that service, right? But say if you did not have the money to bring your account back positive with the bank, well, and then your account is in the red and you may have other items that come through that may also get returned and also charge you a fee. So you see where I'm going with this. This could trigger a snowball of really bad dealings going on with your bank if you do not have the money in your account when these payments are scheduled to come out. Then say if you cannot afford to make the payments anymore, and you say you close your account, you get your account back, right? And you close your account and then now you just owe the company. Well, the company can continue to run up the fee until they decide to close it. And then guess what? It's going into collections then. And the collection is going to go onto your credit. And your credit score is going to go down. We know how this goes. You already know. So then again, you got a consumer item that you bought. This is not a car. This is not a home. That is going to ruin your credit. Okay, so we got to look at the big picture. This could ruin your credit if you're not responsible. Buy now, pay later options can also cause you to overspend. It's just like a credit card in a sense because it's money that you are saying that I will pay it back in the future. So you are betting on your future earnings to pay this thing back, okay? You got to make sure that everything is good because, as I said, you do not want these type of payments to ruin your credit. And you know what? There are such things as good debt and bad debt, okay? So say you did want to do the monthly installment instead of the 4 small installments over 6 weeks. And you rather do the monthly installment because you're trying to build your credit up. You're looking at this as a credit building tool. Okay. All credit ain't good credit. Because if this Affirm shows up on your credit report, or Afterpay shows up on your credit report. Sizzle and all these other different buy now, pay later shows up as a company on your credit report. It doesn't look good because these companies are kind of in the same genre of like a payday loan, basically. You wouldn't want a payday loan on your credit report because that doesn't look good either. To lenders, it screams she's broke or he's broke. So that's why he's had to use services like this. So you would not really want to use that as a installment loan on your credit report, because you want to have high quality credit reporting on your credit report, especially if you know you want to buy a home or a car or something like that. You want the best of the best reporting on your credit report, because that shows that you are credit worthy and that you are good with your finances. Remember, your credit score reflects how you are with money, okay? It's your report card of how you've been doing with your money, how you've been handling your finances, okay? It's the risk. How risky are you? So if you are using Afterpay as an installment loan and Affirm as an installment loan, how risky does that look if you are the lender? Put yourself in the lender position. And if you know anything about these types of services, would that look good on your credit report? If I am the mortgage lender, that you got a bunch of Affirm accounts that you're paying off, or Afterpay accounts that you're paying off, does this look good as the lender to look at? Does that look good on your credit report? Those are some of the things that you got to ask yourself when you're making these decisions, okay? When you're just getting credit because it's easy to be approved. I can easily get this, so I'm going to get it. It's kind of like what I just did the video on the OOPS for Navy Federal. It's available, but is it a good option, okay? Does this look good? Even though Navy Federal offers it, but does it look good if I'm constantly throwing my account in the negative to use it? Okay. Navy Federal lend me some money eventually? Probably not, because I can't take care of my personal finances because my checking account is always in the red. Okay. So just because it looks like a good thing, it may not always be good. What they say, everything that's glittering gold. Okay, so you have to look at it more than just it's easy to get approved because they just doing a soft pull. But if you miss a payment, this could be a collection. This could also throw your account in the negative. This could just mean really bad things down the road. Okay, one thing you also have to think about when you are using this type of service is buyer protection. Okay, when you use your credit card, most credit cards come with buyer protection in the form of if the merchandise is faulty or something, you could send it back, or you can dispute it if it's a scam or fraud or whatever the case may be. Most credit cards have that protection, but the buy now pay later may have some, but will not offer the same level of protection as your credit card would. So let's take a look at this little excerpt right here. Buy now, pay later plans have some consumer protections, but they are not as comprehensive as those on credit cards. For example, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau notes that BNPL companies don't offer the same dispute protections as credit cards if the item you purchase is faulty or a scam. Returning merchandise brought with BNPL can sometimes be complicated. The BNPL company may hold you responsible for the total cost of a purchase even after you return the product. So be sure to read and understand the merchant's specific return policies. Now, if you are a business owner such as myself, and as I was telling you, I do offer Afterpay on my website here for my Bath and Body store. So how does it affect me as a business owner? So maybe you're a business owner and looking at maybe should you put this on your website. Well, Afterpay that I use charged me 6% every time someone uses that service. 6%, which is higher than my credit card fees. But it's like any other store, it is a convenient way for people to shop and to spend money on your website. According to Shopify, they say a BNPL apps can be a winning situation for all involved. Consumers can finance purchases they may not otherwise have been able to afford. It reduces abandoned online shopping carts on merchant sites, and BNPL companies earn fees from the merchant for processing the transaction. And even though I'm a business owner and I do offer this on my website, I won't say that it does not encourage people to spend money that they don't have. Because as I said, this is a type of form of financing that is hoping that you will pay it in the future. So you are betting on your future earnings to get the said thing, whether you're on my website buying a candle or you're on Best Buy buying a computer. So it's just whatever it is that you're purchasing, you are betting on your future earnings to pay this said thing back. So that's going to be something that you're going to have to weigh the pros and cons. Can you live without this thing? Can you forego the instant gratification of getting that thing now? Or are we going to be a little bit more responsible in 2024? I am even contemplating myself of removing the Afterpay service from my own website because I want not just my Starr Knows Credit family to be responsible with their finances and only buying things that they know they can truly afford, but I also want my customers of my handmade business to do the same thing. You know, it's everybody, not just my Starr Knows Credit family, but also my St. Purvis family as well. In the comments, guys, let me know, have you ever used a service like this before? Let me know. I want to know. Y'all be truthful. I want to know, have you ever used Afterpay, Affirm, Kalina? And did you know that even Apple Pay offered this now? You know, PayPal been offering it for a while, but did you know that Apple also offer it? I'll be surprised if Google and some of the other Androids and stuff don't already offer it or will offer it in the future, because they're thinking now that by 2027 that this is going to be at least 900 million people that will be using this service. So it is fast and growing fast, okay? So I want to hear from you guys. Let me know, what do y'all think? Do you think the buy now pay later is a debt trap, or can you be responsible when using these services? Or are you gonna be the one that says, nah, I'm gonna forego that instant gratification now and I'm going to wait and I'm going to save my money for that computer or for whatever that thing is that you're looking at, that it looks so easy to get it now, the temptation? Are you gonna have the discipline to say, nope, I'm not gonna do it today, I am going to wait and I'm going to save my money and I am going to get that thing later? It can wait. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments, okay? I appreciate you looking at today's video. Please give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you have not already. I really do appreciate the love, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you again.